Okay, so everyone's staying in here. I have the privilege of bringing up this gentleman here, Brett. He's a regional vice president with Transamerica, who is one of our platinum providers. You know, basically, I mean, 99.9% of my business I do trans. You know, some of the other agents have diversified their business, and that's perfectly fine too. You know, I'm sure he's okay with that. But but that's why I got the soccer ball and you guys didn't understand. Just you know what? Just Transamerica's done so much for us. They're the biggest contributors. You know, when we go to Hawaii, I mean these guys really spoil us and give us the opportunity that we have today. You know, and make the products better, make our company better. You know, we were just having a conversation in Matt's office about the marketing things that they're still continuing to do and gonna still researching and gonna be implementing to make our business easier, to make it easier to get recruits, easier to get clients through social media, through different marketing campaigns and stuff. So I mean, Transamerica is where it's at, you guys, and so we have the privilege of having them here in Norco in our office tonight. So make sure you're taking great notes and give it up to Brett Gallinger, you guys. Okay.
Bringing Red Bulls to these things, you know, late at night, we're working full time. I wonder if I just brought a bunch of Red Bulls and everyone jumping out of their chairs, you know, for that. Well, first off, thanks for having me. I love coming to this office. You guys have great leaders here. You guys have a great system. I mean, I have 9 years experience in the industry, wholesaling to the Merrill Lynch's, the Morgan Stanleys of the world. And what I love about WFG most is you guys actually make an impact on what I call the middle class, more than any other firm out there, right? You guys are actually working with people that need the advice, right? That are out there every day thinking about, hey, am I saving enough for retirement? Am I gonna be able to retire, right? I joke around, my brother works for Merrill Lynch, right? And I always ask him, I'm like, hey, what's your minimums right now? And he always tells me $1 million. He can't work with clients that have less than $1 million. So my first question to him every single time, how's your prospect list look? What do you think he says? It's 10 people long. And he goes, hey, you present to WFG all the time. What's their prospect list look like? I said 148 million the other day. And he goes, what the heck? He's like, you're joking, right? He laughed at it, right? He did the same thing. He's like laughing at it. And I was like, no, Eric, I mean, that's how many people are underinsured or not insured at all in the United States right now. So when someone tells me, hey, I don't know who to talk to, I don't know who to go after, you guys can go after anyone. All these other agents and advisors out there, they're shackled to minimums, right? They're shackled to 250,000 minimums. It's the lowest I've seen so far. Most people out there don't have $250,000 liquid cash, right, or investable assets, right? And they have no one giving them advice. They're listening to a computer. Tell them, hey, here's what you should invest in. Here's the products you should go after, right? The reality is, they want someone to actually sit down with them, because a computer can't see and talk to you personally and really see what you need. You can't have a personal conversation with a computer. An algorithm can tell you what to invest in, but that's not right. So you guys have an awesome opportunity. There's no minimums within WFG, right? There should be no excuses why when you said the hands of people that went and talked to everyone, everyone's hand should be up, right? And then I'm going to challenge you guys. Do we really help someone if we just talk to them?
No.
No. We really don't help a person unless we close them, right? And get them protection, right? Because if a family member dies and you talk to them about life insurance, but you didn't get them a life insurance policy, their family's struggling at that point, right? Put in perspective what we really do. What we really do is we provide hope when someone loses someone. That's the biggest, I mean, you buy life insurance, number one, for protection. That's a mortgage that maybe a husband or a wife dies, and guess what? Now that mortgage is paid off. That husband or spouse never has to worry about paying that. That means all their bills done, basically, for the rest of their life. They can focus on sending their kids to school, you know, getting them a nice car when they're 16, whatever they may need. That's the impact we really make. Don't forget that, right? Oftentimes we get lost in, hey, this is a great investment tool. This is the reality is we're making sure that they're protected. And that's the most valuable asset. When people tell me, hey, I'm investing in 401ks, I'm investing in all this stuff, my first question to them, are you protecting the most valuable asset? And they say, yeah, I'm making sure I can retire. I'm investing in a 401k. And I said, that's great. But would you agree with me the most valuable asset in your life is family?
Yep.
And so in order to protect your family, you have to make sure you have insurance on yourself. right? So I can't stress that enough. Don't let someone say, yeah, I'm protecting myself, by getting a 401k. That's great. I think it all plays a part. But the most valuable asset is themselves and their family. We have to make sure that's the first thing they protect, right? That's where money should always go first. So enough of my motivational speech. I'm just really, I see this, I know this office can be huge for me, right? And I don't stand up here as just another provider. We're sister companies. Right? And one thing I always like to tell you guys, people think I get paid a great salary and I make all this money. I do make a good living, right? But guess what? I don't get paid unless you guys get paid. And my mission is to help more families. Look, I could go back and get a job at any firm and go talk to those $1 million clients, and guess what? If their $1 million clients lose $500,000, no big deal. Right? I'd rather be here talking to you all who are talking to middle class people that if they lose $50,000, they can't retire. Or $25,000, they can't retire. Right? I feel like I make such a bigger impact talking to you all than I do over there. That's why I love what I do, right? And I don't get paid unless you get paid. So let's help more families. Let's get out there. I can't stress that enough. Transamerica is doing everything in our power to help build your businesses. I mean, we literally hired a new CMO, and I just sent him 3 pages full of marketing material that agents have asked me for, right? Business building strategies. Right? How you guys can go on social media and post Transamerica advertisements on there, right? What's compliant, what's not compliant, how to go after businesses, checklists, make things simpler for you. Okay, that's what we're working on the marketing side, right? And I know these are going to get done because I requested them, and my bosses asked me for that feedback, and it's all, they're meeting right now. And they said some of the stuff that we sent up there is awesome. You guys are going to love it over the next 6 months. But we're really doing something brand new at Transamerica that no other firm's doing. Right? Before this year, you probably didn't see any Transamerica commercials. You never saw banner ads or anything, right? We're kind of just that old company that was always there. We're known as the Pyramid, and that was it, right? Well, we're rebranding ourselves, right? We no longer want you to go in a home and someone goes, oh, you're telling me about life insurance? Oh, I know that company that has a nice jingle to it, right? That's what they always say, right? Yeah. Well, we're not going to be that jingle, right? But we're going to have our own mission and brand, and that brand is health and wealth. That is the branding going forward, health and wealth. And it's a holistic approach to finance. And you're going to say, what do you mean by holistic approach to finance? Basically, we're looking at a couple things. We're saying, hey, what is health if you're not wealthy? Right? But what is wealth if you're not healthy? Right? They're interlocked. If the #1 bankruptcy in the United States right now is medical, shouldn't it be a part of our financial plans? Yep. Shouldn't it be a strategy in our finances? Because if we cover that early on by getting long-term care, chronic, critical, or terminal riders on your policies so that if you do go into the hospital, you're covered, right? Then you don't have to worry about those medical expenses. You can think about your finances and retiring, right? So health and wealth are interlocked, okay? And we noticed that early on, and so this new health and wealth branding isn't just a 1-year thing. This is a 10-year commitment at least. We actually partnered with MIT. And they created this whole thing called the MIT Age Lab, in which all they're doing is studying individuals and their longevity, how long they live, diseases, right? What's the impact of diseases not only on the patient, but the family? What's the cost to the family? Right? Stats like if you exercise 3 times a week for 20 minutes, you can save $4,500 a year in medical care costs. What if you put that $4,500 to work over 10, 15, 20 years? Put in an IUL. What does that turn to? Right? Or cancer. When someone says, hey, I don't need long-term care. Well, guess what? I have some facts for you. Cancer, someone gets diagnosed with cancer every 30 seconds in the United States. One thing you'll hear me, when there's objections, we're going to be giving you awesome facts with MIT data that you're going to be able to go and overcome objections with. That's the whole idea behind this, right? We want to be able to give you facts. One thing you always see me, I sell on facts and emotion. For people that are unprepared, right, these facts and emotion, the way I sell, sounds scary. Some people call it fear selling. But I remind people, never sell on fear. Because if you sell on fear, they're just going to go to the next product or the better product, or 10 years down the road, there's no loyalty when you sell on fear. But if you sell on facts and emotion, right, and you're preparing them, someone's going to try to fear sell them, and they're going to say, you know what? My agent already prepared me for this. He already laid me out the stats. That's why I'm protected. I'm comfortable. The best example is I was talking to a leader who recently told me, hey, I have kidney cancer. And I was like, whoa, I took this person out and we had drinks like 2 weeks before that. And I'm like, you have kidney cancer? Like, that's nuts. And I said, aren't you nervous? Are you scared? And he goes, actually, I'm calm. And I looked at him, I'm like, why are you calm? This makes no sense to me. Why you be calm? You just got diagnosed with kidney cancer, right? You're probably gonna have a kidney removed, and then maybe some radiation. And he goes, Brett, I'm calm because if the worst case scenario happens, I'm covered. I have an IUL, I have a term policy. My family is taken care of. Right? If I need to pull money out because of medical care costs, I have that option. So yes, it's scary, but at the same time, I feel a sense of calmness that I prepared for something like this. Right? And I thought that's a great way to lead into health and wealth, right? So today I want to talk to you about a couple things. I'm going to go through some marketing, some health and wealth strategies, right? I'm going to help update you guys on where we're headed, all right? Then I'm going to touch on a solution for your clients when thinking about longevity. Because each quarter, Transamerica is going to start producing a different health and wealth quarter, basically, I call it, right? Right now we're in the longevity phase. All we're doing is look at the longevity, outliving your money, right? Stats like most people over age 85 are women. Sorry, men. I see a lot of men in this room. The reality is we'll all be gone. All right, that's sad. But if we're married or we have significant others, right, or we plan on having significant others, we want to make sure that they're taken care of, right? So in order to do that, we got to make sure we have the right solutions, okay? So these are great stats that we're getting because ultimately, and you'll see in one of these stats, the people that run our finances, if you're married, the wives.
Yep.
Right? And we learned this. So
True.
Let's jump into it. And then we're going to touch on a couple strategies. Guys, one of the big things I'm going to focus on this year for you all is building your business. Giving you strategies on ways to build your business. Because when I saw those hands, I only saw about half the room say they sat next to someone this last week, right? If I can give you guys strategies so everyone's hands are raised all the time, or you recruited someone, right, helping you build your own business, that's success to me. And that's where we want to be, right? I want to help you build, right? If you come to me in 6 months and say, hey, I have 30 people underneath me now because of a strategy, I'll feel so fulfilled, right? I want you to write 99% Transamerica. We don't fit every single client, right? But I won't be sad if you said, hey, I have 30 people underneath me because I took your strategy, I applied it. Unfortunately, I used another carrier for some stuff, right? I'm not going to be that sad. I'm going to be a little disappointed, right? But at least you're helping people, right? That's my objection, okay? So let's think about this. First off, how old is old? When I say the word old, what number pops into your head? 70? Okay, that's a good number actually. You're right on the spot. Okay, so we did a survey. Most people think that old is 70. 70, right? But that's no. But we did a national survey. Most people felt like that old to them was 70. And you know what's funny is I don't think that's old at all. Me either. Right? The reason why I say that is because the Boston Marathon. Get this. If you think that's old. 200 people over the age of 70 ran the Boston Marathon and finished it this last year. 80, okay? The reason I bring that up is people that are over age 70 or the baby boomer generation that's retiring right now, they're not living a normal retirement that we're used to. They're not ready to settle down. They're joining WFG. They want a second career. They want to do something with their life. They want to go jet ski. They want to go on trips to Italy. They want to do all these amazing things, right? But remember, those people, if they're prepared, they can do that. Most of them have not prepared. So there's a huge market out there that I'm going to introduce to you guys that you guys can go after. But it's also a good way to make sure that your current clients, when you talked about needs analysis, what do you want to do when you retire? If they want to live an active lifestyle, they got to make sure they have enough money to do that. Okay? So about 10,000 people in the U.S. turn 65 every single day. Think about that. 10,000. That's 10,000 people you can prospect that are consolidating assets. Do you know the average person at 65 when they retire has 3 people managing their money? You may say, what are those 3? Well, I'll give you those 3. The first person is usually at the bank, like a private banker or a checking or someone in the bank, right? Because they have checking accounts, CDs, and savings accounts. The second person is usually their 401k provider, investments. The third person is an insurance agent, annuities, life insurance. But when they turn 60 or 65, when they retire, they consolidate to one. I want you to have all those assets. Because guess what? That not only pays you, right? But that gives you the opportunity to manage that money and put them in the right solutions. Okay? So how do you do that? And people say, well, I have to have the most assets with them. If I have the most assets with them, they're going to be loyal to me. Right? That's typically how it works. Right? What's the way around that, though? It's simple. More products with them. Right? Because the reality is they're probably going to have the most assets in a 401k. That's just a plain and simple reality in today's world, right? But if you look at the 401k as one product, and you remind the client, well, hey, you can roll that 401k, that one product you have, into one of our solutions here. You have 3 products with me. You have an IUL, you have a term, you have an annuity, right? There's an endless amounts of products that WFG offers. debt solutions, right? All kinds of different things. The more products you have, the better chance of you taking that 401k money and becoming that one agent or person giving them advice. The more assets you have, the more you make, the better you can help people, right? And when you have their assets, they're going to refer you to more people. Okay? Just think about that for a minute. All right, 81% of the clients we surveyed said they want a holistic approach. They like the idea of integrating health and wealth together because they realize healthcare costs are expensive when they retire. Right? They're looking at it and they're saying, man, I'm retiring. I'm running out of my healthcare benefits now. I'm going on Medicaid, Medi-Cal, Medicare. And we just heard on the news, if you guys have been watching the news, those might be underfunded within a couple of years, which is a scary thought. Right? We've all been paying into this thing that might not be there anymore. Same with Social Security. Right? Those are scary things to think about. So we have to think about health and wealth together. We have to take an approach when talking to clients. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you doing the right things? Are you eating healthy? And we have to be an example. I'm not the perfect example because on the way here, I think I stopped at Carl's Jr. because I was in between meetings, right? My wife would kick me in the butt if I told her that, right? But we also have to be an example in our own lives, right? So we all should be working out. We want to be that example for our clients because if your clients see you working out healthy and you're wealthy, they want to be with someone going that way. They don't want to be with someone that's unhealthy, right? That's coughing all the time, right? Because that tells me that they're not taking care of themselves. Clients see an image of themselves on who manages their money. That's an interesting fact. That's a psychological fact, actually, right? So 8,000 days. That is the average retirement days, okay, a client has. 8,000 days. So you have to make their money last at least 8,000 days on average. Okay? So we need to talk about solutions that are maybe providing lifetime income, right? Or tax-free income that are going to allow them to compound, right? Money, accumulate more money so they don't run out of money. Because most people, the one question they need to answer, do I have enough money to retire today? Before they retire. That's the number one question people ask themselves. Do I have enough? Right? Am I going to run out? And we have solutions to make sure they don't run out. That's what I'm going to touch on today, okay? Let's think about this. Products that will succeed in tomorrow's economy are longevity, right? They don't teach us as a crisis. They teach them as, they are treated as full-fledged members of society. We don't want to look at this baby boomer generation as one that is a crisis. Oh my gosh, all these people are retiring, they're underfunded, right? They're not going to be able to support this group. Social Security is going to run out. They're screwed. That's what most people say when they look at a 65-year-old that doesn't have any money. Right? I look at this opportunity. I said, that's a perfect opportunity for you to go talk to them and educate them. Say, hey, you know what? You're a little behind, right? You may want to work 5 more years if you have it in you to be able to save a little bit more, right? Let me give you a solution that's going to help compound your money faster for 5-10 years, right? Maybe provide a little bit more comfortable retirement to supplement your Social Security. Okay, give you a little bit better retirement. 64% of women are the CFO of the household influencing their purchases. I guarantee this is correct if you're married. I look at my wife every day and I'm like, I work in investments, right? That's what I do for a living, and yet she manages our money as a household. Right? I always say, if you get the opportunity to go to a house and talk to the man of the house, quote unquote, bring the wife in. She's the ultimate decision maker. Or on these kind of meetings, BPMs, things like that, invite both spouses. If you get both spouses involved, right, the chances of them joining and selling the products are going to go up dramatically. Okay? And these stats, by the way, they're all from the MIT Age Lab. I'm not making these stats up, okay? If you want to get them, I'm going to give you a website at the end of this, right? $404,000. That's projected healthcare costs for a healthy 65-year-old couple. So someone says, yeah, I have a good retirement savings, blah, 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 blah. Have you taken into consideration the healthcare costs? Most of them haven't. And this can disrupt your retirement. You have a heart attack, boom. You're going back to work. Why do you think so many greeters at Walmart are older? Because they thought they could retire and then they had a heart attack or something happened to them. I don't want you to be a greeter. Right? My objective is to not make you a greeter. Right? By giving you this information, you should be sharing this stuff with your clients. Right? And we have brochures that have this information in it. Okay? This is what we're coming out with. Okay? This is just a great tagline that I love. Right? Let's be heroes to our clients. Let's help them build more than their bottom lines. I just love that saying. Right? Because most advisors just look at the bottom line. Here's how much you need. You need $1 million. That's it. And I get paid X amount of dollars. I'm going to do minimal work because You're just a client to me, you're another number to me, right? Don't let your clients be another number. Integrate them into your life, health and wealth combined, okay? So this is all great, and I go through all these great stats, and everyone always asks me, well, what's the solution for this? Man, you really scared me. You gave me all these great stats, but we need a solution. If running out of money is the biggest concern right now for people, how do we combat that? Okay. And so what I'm going to touch on real quick is our fixed index annuities. Okay? I know I touched on a little bit on this last time. Right? This is just one aspect we're going to touch on. For anyone 50 and above, so nearing retirement, a fixed index annuity is going to provide them lifetime income. So they're never going to run out of money. Right? So they were worried. A lot of people were worried about running out of money. Well, guess what? With our product or solution, you're never going to run out of money. And notice that word. I'm getting the word product out of my vocabulary. We found the word solution comes off a lot softer to clients, right? Because you're actually finding something that's a solution for their issue or problem that they're having, right? If their problem is thinking about not having enough money, well, I have a solution for you. You never say I have a product for you, because if you say you have a product for them, they get turned off by that. Then you become what they call a product pusher. I don't want anyone to be a product pusher, right? So words matter in finance when you sell. So the word solution comes off a lot easier. Clients are going to be a lot more open to hear a solution to their needs, okay? So real quick, we all know 2008, the market was down 38%. I just want to put this in perspective, 38%, right? So 40% loss, you have to gain 67% to get back even. So 38%, you have to gain 65% to get back even. It's a lot easier when you have products that have floors, such as our IUL, right, that has a positive 0.75 floor, or our fixed index annuity that has a floor of 0, right? A lot easier not losing any money or being positive, right? Because the reality is, I always like to inform clients about things. Right now, the market's been up for about 8.5 years, and it's actually down now. This year, I'm sorry, it's down. Right? Typical market cycle, 7 to 10 years. That's historically, the market goes up for 7 to 10 years before it has a correction. Now, I'm not a predictor of the markets. I'm not saying it's going to be a correction time, but there's a lot of people out there that you've taken a dart, thrown it in a stock over the last 9 years, and been successful. And what's happened right now, a little bit of a correction has started to happen, right? Market's got a little wobbly. A lot of people that are wealthy or made a lot of money over the last 9 years are looking at their money and saying, I got to get more conservative. And so what do? They put their money from stocks to bonds. Right? Well, I'm going to give you guys some advice right now. Bonds are yielding all-time lows right now. Low yields. So clients are saying, well, I'm making 5-6% in the market, but I'm risking everything right now. Bonds are 2-3%, maybe 4%, right, if you're lucky. Where do I put my money? They're asking this question. They don't have an answer because they've been letting the internet tell them what to invest in, right? Or someone on behind a computer, oh, invest in this stock. This is great, right? I'm telling you, go after those savvy clients right now and use this product I'm about to talk to you about, because I literally took this product to my brother and I said, hey, would your $1 million clients like this product? And he goes, yeah, do we offer that at Merrill Lynch? And I said, no, you don't. Okay? So my thing is, if it's good enough for $1 million clients, why aren't we putting the average person in a product like this? Okay? The fixed index annuity, all it's going to do is provide predictability. You want the easiest thing out there? Predictability. You're going to hear me say this word about 5 times, okay? Predictability. You're never going to be down. While the rest of the market might be in correction territory, it's a perfect opportunity to go talk to someone. Hey, you have a large 401k, you just retired, roll it over. What if I told you we could take the market out of it and guarantee you at minimum 4% every single year for 10 years of growth? Right? Income for life at a higher rate than 4%. Okay? So let's talk about the issue age. 0 to age 80. I don't want you pitching this to anyone below age 50. Okay? Because there's an income rider I want you to add on every single fixed index annuity you write with Transamerica. Because where we win is on income. If you take income within 10 years, we win. You get guaranteed growth with our product on our 10-year for 10 years. As long as you take income before that last year, we'll beat everyone. We are not an accumulation product. If you want an accumulation product, go to one of our competitors. And I'm okay losing that, right? Because most people that want this product, they're older. Right? They're near or 10 years out from retirement or in retirement right now. Okay? They made a lot of money. Initial premium is $10,000. We can take qualified and non-qualified money. So 401k money, and maybe they have a Roth IRA, Roth 401k, we can take that money as well. You can add subsequent premiums, subsequent add-ons for the first year, minimums of $1,000. So I have a 401k. I lose my job, I'm looking where do I roll that 401k to? I don't want to get taxed on that money, right? I can roll it in here. I roll it over here, and let's say I have an IRA. Well, same year, okay, I want to roll my IRA in. Maybe 6 months later, I could do that. Okay, you can roll multiple things in here. Okay, or you can add contributions of over $1,000 for the first year only. Correct. This is why you buy this product. Guaranteed withdrawal percentages. Remember I said you want to be 50 and older because you want to add that income rider? Okay, add the income rider. And think about this, at age 50, you're guaranteed 4% for the rest of your life. You never have to worry about the market whatsoever. Right? Single or joint life options are available. So if you want to cover your spouse and yourself, you can do that with this. Okay? This is single life, so for joint life, it's just 0.50 less. That's all it is. Most people, they'll get into it at, call it 60. They say they want to retire at 65. Boom. They'll get 5.5 for the rest of their life. They want to put this off for a couple of years. They want to retire at age 70. They get 6% for the rest of their life. Without any worry of the market. What other product can do that? Provide predictability. You want to tell me the easiest way for you to be able to do a financial analysis for a client? You'll know exactly what they're getting in Social Security. You'll know exactly what they're getting each month. Okay? Each month you'll know exactly what they're going to get. How easy is that to be able to say, here's your budget for each month? With other products, it's variable. Some months you get $1,000. Other months you get $500. Depends on what the market does. Oh, you don't want to pull out too much because if you pull out too much, you're taxed here and there and all this stuff. Right? You'll know exactly what you get. Predictability.
Good.
On top of that, growth rate. If you add the income rider, you get automatic growth for 10 years. Right? So if I get into this contract at age 50, well, from 50 to 54, I get 4%. Once I hit 55, I get 4.5%. And then if I'm at 10 years out, I'm 1 year 60. So I get 5% for that 1 year. And then I turn on income. And these match up to the same. Oh, so then I turn on income. At age 60, boom, I get 5% for the rest of my life. Even a better feature. You get a bonus of 5% on whatever you put into this contract. So if I put 100,000, we automatically give you 5% right off the bat. And then you start growing off of that. Okay? There is a 10-year surrender period on our fixed indexed annuity. Meaning if you wanted to pull out all your money, you would get hit with a penalty. It's a decreasing one over 10 years. That's why you're using this for life income, right? And after 10 years, you can roll it to another product because there's no fees if you want. All right, we give you the option of doing that, but I say turn on income. All right? Can I take it at the end? Cool. But does everyone understand these rates here?
Yep.
Okay? It's easy to talk about. Guaranteed growth for 10 years, guaranteed lifetime income. It's easy as that, right? Look it. I know all of our competitors, we've run the quotes, we beat everyone as long as you're taking income within 10 years, and they're over age 50. Okay, we run it through Crump. So Crump is the person actually doing the operations behind this, but you can get all the information on Transamerica.com. I can inform you. You can call our sales desk and we can run illustrations for you. Okay? But Crump is going to be doing the majority of that. So let's talk a little bit what you need to write this kind of business. Okay? Simply put, all you need is a life license. Because there's a rule called the Department of Labor that was squashed about 2 months ago.
Yep.
What that means is no one has to be securities licensed anymore to write these products. Okay? Remember what I talked about in the beginning? The more products you have, the more loyal the client's going to be when they retire. This is just another product you can add to your quiver. Okay? You have paper apps or e-apps, all done through Crump. Okay? Materials you can order through Crump, or you can go on Transamerica.com. Okay? And you can download the PDFs. In order to write any fixed index annuity business, you have to take a Reg Ed class. Okay? Reg Ed. Okay? It just goes over why write fixed index annuities, suitability, things like that. It's basically going to say don't go to a nursing home and go prospect at a nursing home. That's basically what it says, right? Because that wouldn't be compliant. All right. Transamerica also requires a 4-hour general training. It's not 4 hours. I hope there's no one in compliance here. Get good at clicking. You guys get through it in like an hour. I took it myself. Okay. You can do that on my WFG, tools, licensing, state training. goes over Transamerica, talks about how to get appointed, okay, talks about our product, and then all you do, once you're done with that training, on WFG's website, you go to appointments, annuity, you send that form into Transamerica, boom, you're appointed. You can write fixed index annuity business. Simple as that. It's not complex. Okay? The appointment process from start to finish, if you're good, can take anywhere from 5 business days to 7 business days. It's really quick. So if you have a client in mind that you know is retiring or has a lot of wealth that they maybe made over the last year in the stock market or 9 years, right? Go get it real quick. And then go talk to that client about this product. Okay, this is your lead in to maybe also supplementing it with an IUL or another product, right? But at least you can tell them, hey, I know you made a ton of money in the stock market, you're a savvy investor, right? You're probably looking at where to put your money now because you've seen the volatility in the market. What if I could provide you guaranteed growth for 10 years and then you can turn on income for life for you and your wife. So if you die, your wife's taken care of, or vice versa. And if there's anything left over, if you two die, right, it goes to your beneficiaries. And you get a 5% automatic bump up for whatever you put in, a bonus. I think that's a great deal, right? I mean, I'll tell you what, guys. The reason why you haven't heard about this product is we outsourced this to Crump probably 6 months ago, and our illustration system wasn't working with Crump. So if you called Crump, they never showed our illustrations. They didn't even know about our product, which is sad. We were paying them tons of money, right? Yeah, this is really sad. They know about our product now. If you call them and say, hey, I have a client they're looking to take income in 10 years, or they want growth for 10 years and then income, we will beat every single person. A theme, nationwide, all of our competitors. No one beats us right now. And guess what? We're coming out hopefully soon with an accumulation product. So we'll knock everyone else off as well. Right? We're going to corner this market because guess what? Growth in this market is projected at 10 to 15% over the next year. The reason why? Think about those baby boomers. 10,000 of them retiring every single day. They're living a lifestyle where they need income for life, not just for the next 5, 10 years, right? But maybe 20, 30 years. This is the product, right? And guess what? It pays 5.625 to the grid. You want to get paid? This is a good product to get paid on.
Say that one more time again.
5.625 to the grid. That's what it pays, guys.
Is the e-app the Firelight? Or?
Yes, it's Firelight.
So we could do Firelight through this?
Correct.
Oh.
Yes.
Yep, it's easy.
It's super easy. Anyone that's ever written business with it,
iPad,
super
run,
easy, guys.
I love Firelight.
All right.
It's a piece of cake.
So look at transamerica.com. You can run your own illustrations if you want to. Okay. Electronic application is on there as well, right? And you can download all the sales material. And you can access your book of business once you actually start doing fixed index annuity business. The one thing I will say, we hear you, there's too many websites. Transamerica has 75 websites to be exact, right? And one of the meetings, last time I was out in Denver, I sat with our CMO. He actually drove me to, because he's based in Denver. We went to dinner together, and I said, this is ridiculous. I've never seen a firm that has so many websites in my entire life, right? And he told me, Brett, we have a committee that is committed to shrinking this down, right? He said, hopefully soon you're going to be able to get your Transamerica Premier Life, your fixed index annuities, if you do any other kind of business with Transamerica, in one source, right? And he says we're actually working on an app right now that you'll be able to look at everything on an app. All your clients, right on an app for you, right? That's where we're headed. We're going to consolidate things. There's too many. We understand that, all right? So we're consolidating, all right? So I just want to make sure you guys, when you talk to me about things, I take that directly back. What other company do you get to sit down with the new CMO of the company, right? And he drives you to dinner. I'm just a regional vice president. There's over 75 or 80 of us in the company. And yet I'm sitting down with our CMO of my company, right? That's the kind of influence that you guys have that I could actually take back to them, okay? So don't be afraid to say, hey, Brett, I really wish you guys had this product. I really wish you had this feature on your product, okay? So the last thing I want to make sure everyone knows, where to find information, right? Information sources. Because I don't work on Sundays, I go to church and I like to have fun with my family. So one day that I don't work, okay? And so if you try to call me, I probably won't pick up the phone. I get probably 35 to 40 calls a day, and on Sunday it actually goes significantly higher than that. All right? Because a lot of people are planning on doing presentations on Monday, and they say, oh shoot, I forgot to do that illustration. I don't know what solve to do. I don't know how to figure this out. I don't know what product to sell or solution to sell, right? TLDlearningcenter.com. On our illustration software, every single solve we have a video on now. So you can go on there and just watch 5-minute videos on the different solves we have. right? So now you know, I have a client meeting on Monday, I need to figure out what solve to do or what illustration to run. 5-minute videos. Our products, we put on there as well. So product brochures are now all upgraded, so all the new product brochures are all on there as well. Okay, tldlearningcenter.com. Webinars as well. If we have webinars that we're going to be hosting nationally, we'll post it on there. So you can join webinars, learn about foreign national business, learn about fixed index annuity business, all different kinds of great webinars, underwriting, right? The one thing I love about the TLD Learning Center most, and I highly recommend everyone download this and keep it on your computer, desktop, underwriting guide. 99% of your questions that you ask me can be found in the underwriting guide. And I'm going to highlight specific pages so on issues, because I want you guys, I want your business to go through. I don't want it to get caught up. I want to get it issued as fast as possible. Right now, from start to finish, we're looking at 24 days. When an app's submitted to the time it's delivered, right? 2 years ago, it was 52 days.
Yep.
Okay? Term apps right now, 7 to 10 days. That's how fast things are turning around. Okay? And it's because we are using technology, IGO, right? Everything's becoming technology advanced. Okay? I will tell you, looking into next year, we could be potentially looking at non-med FFIUL at $500,000. No labs, guys. Think about that. $500,000 coverage, no medical. That's kind of where we're headed. I will tell you, the first quarter of next year is going to be awesome. I can't give you any insight other than that, right? But what we're coming out with, the advancements, all these great things, right? My boss went to the head of Transamerica and projected out our sales for next year, and let me tell you guys, it is awesome. Last thing, write down that sales desk number. Monday through Friday, call them if you have any questions, product design, anything like that. Okay, guys? Go ahead and call them. That's your first line, right? If something's caught up in underwriting, you can use me, right? Your leader has my information, right? Go to your leader first. But if something like you have your best client is stuck in underwriting, get with your leader. They can call me. They can send me an email. I'll help you as much as possible. Okay, guys? If you got to go get your people out, go get your people out. Not a big deal, okay? There's one other thing I want to cover here. Okay? I know this is going to go blank for a second, and I'm going to bring it back up in 1 sec. Okay? I want to show you guys a couple pages on the underwriting guide. Okay? Yeah. So I want you to write down page 6. Page 6. This is a big question I get all the time. Page 6. Oh, income guidelines. Yes, there's guidelines. We're not going to give you $1 million coverage if you make $52,000 a year. Your income to premium has to hit within these percentages. So my premium, if I make $52,000, has to be 15% or less of my income. Does everyone understand that? Okay. Just like if you went to a bank, we're not going to give you $1 million loan if you make $52,000. Right? We want these to stay on the books as long as possible, and we don't want these to lapse because we don't want you to get charged back. Right? We want to make sure it's the right product for the client. Okay. So these are guidelines. If you're over these numbers, it's okay. You're not denied. Right? All the time. Write a cover letter. Explain why. We have to assume every single individual that submits an application has the average American debt. So if you tell me your client has little to no debt, their home's paid off, the underwriter's going to look at it and be like, well, you may be at 22%. Okay, but you have no debt. That's great. And we're off, but that's okay. The other pages, I'm going to give it to you guys. 16. 16, and then 34. Page 16. I get questions all day long. Hey, I have a client, they have a visa. Right? A visitor's visa, this kind of visa, a million different visas out there, right? Can they qualify? We have a grid showing life insurance, chronic, critical, long-term care, juvenile policies. Do they qualify? And it basically says yes, the best class they can get for any of the different visas out there. If you guys aren't going after foreign nationals, you should be. We are in the mecca of foreign nationals. There's more foreign nationals coming to Southern California, I think, than almost any other state. I'm writing policies with agents in Irvine like crazy because that's a mecca of it too. Yep. Okay, I wrote a $25 million policy. It took me 3 weeks with them. You know what the target was on that? 189,000. Okay, there was a $20 million one on a 52-year-old. They 7-paid it 500. 500,000. It is big money. Now, foreign nationals. People always ask me the question: how do I know how to write foreign national business. I've never written foreign national business before. Guys, we have a checklist. If you go on to WFG now and you type in Transamerica foreign national checklist, it should pop up. The easiest way to describe it, healthy, wealthy, and a connection to the United States. Healthy, wealthy, connection to the United States. If they meet those requirements, most likely they're going to be able to write business with us. We look at worldwide assets, not just United States assets. All we need is their worldwide asset sheet to be translated into English and certified by a CPA, a CFO, or one of their companies or something like that. That's it. Once you have that, and the medical, they'll fly in, they'll do the medical here really quickly, right? We take medical records from their home country as well now, if they're translated. Okay? Yes, this is shocking to a lot of people.
That is huge.
Frequent travel, that qualifies as a connection to the United States. Now, what does frequent travel mean? That's ambiguous. Frequent travel could mean they came to the United States 10 years ago to go to Disneyland with their parents, and now they're back 10 years later. We just need it more than once because we don't want to write a policy on someone that just gets off the plane one time and goes back. What I'm going to advise you guys, these people that are high net worth because the minimum's $1 million, just on one individual in the family. If they have a spouse, it can be less than $1 million. The first policy has to be $1 million. Spouses don't have to be $1 million. If they don't have time to be in the United States, there's a power of attorney form you can fill out. Get it notarized, have them sign it. Whoever's the power of attorney here can sign for them, can take delivery of that policy. They don't have to come back for that. Because a lot of times they're here for 2 weeks and then they're back in their home country. Right? But guess what? They're here for 2 weeks, they fill out the application, they take the interview, and there's translators for the interview. Right? Power of attorney, they have a friend or family member here, boom, they're good. That person can take receipt, can sign for them, can do everything for them at that point. And you just got a $25 million policy. You want to make the top producers list that's showing on Transamerica Premier, right? That's the easiest way to do it. I'm not going to name a name, but I can say in the top 5, I have 3 people that are doing this right now that are in Southern California. Right? And so, I told you, I'm going to leave you guys with a couple strategies to build your business. For foreign national business, the easiest strategy I've seen, go make friends with the immigration lawyer. California has some of the largest amounts of immigration lawyers than any other state. I think Florida has a mecca of it as well. California is one of the largest. Okay? And if you can, I'm not going to pick out a certain culture, but right now the perfect opportunity is Asian. Yes, Asian. Immigration lawyer. Do split codes. Bring them in here. You guys are going to get so much business from that, it'll be raining cash. You'll be driving a better car than your leader in no time. I saw that.
Brett, where can we find that on the website?
If you can't find it, it should just be foreign national checklist Transamerica. If you type that in, it should pop up. If not, I can send it to you. And if you want to send it out to the rest of the group, I can do that as well.
Yeah, please.
Okay, I'll do that. We also have country codes. So people always ask me, what countries can they come from? Where can we take money from? It's all listed on this other one. I'll send that as well, so you can blast that out to the team.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, just send it.
We make it really easy for you guys. So, immigration lawyer. Try to make best friends with them. Bring them here. Split codes. Does everyone understand that?
Yeah.
All right. On top of that, we have a webinar-based wholesaler that speaks Spanish. If you don't know, California, the state just allowed you to take the test now in Spanish.
Yep.
Right? If you want someone to train your downline in Spanish, or you want to do small trainings, even English, right? She can do webinar-based trainings. Anything I do, she can do. Okay?
But you can do better.
Her name's Erica Guyron.
Yep.
Okay? She is great at what she does, and she can do, whether that's an IGO training, my transfer. If you have 3 or 4 people that you just recruited and they want to learn the system, she can do that for you. She has a lot more flexibility in her day than I do.
In Spanish, right?
In Spanish.
Dude, that's crazy.
Okay? So if you want that, just shoot me an email, and I'll get her to call you and set that up, okay? Yes. At Guyron, G-I-R-O-N. Sorry, I pronounced it actually with the accent. I took 6 years of Spanish. I understand it, but I'm not very good at speaking it. So the last thing I want to give you guys, another business building idea. I think I said this last time, but I don't think people are utilizing this enough. Go after small businesses.
Yep.
I can't tell you how many people within small businesses do not have $250,000 worth of assets, and so no one's advising them on their funds or their money or anything. They're listening to a damn computer. E-Trade account, TD Ameritrade account, a bank, right? You see this all the time. Here's how you're going to approach it. I'm going to give you the full script. And the reason why I know this works, before I joined Transamerica, I was with another mutual fund company, okay, and I did 401ks. I did $250 million 1 year on 401k business, teaching advisors how to do this. Okay, I'm not going to tell you to go after the 401k business because many of you aren't licensed for it, right? But here's what I want you to do. If you know a business owner or you can get introduced to a business owner through a friendly introduction, that's the best way to do this. What you're going to do is you're going to simply ask this question: Mr. or Mrs. Business Owner, do you have a retirement plan? 90% of small and mid-sized companies have some form of a retirement plan. May not be a 401k, maybe a SEP, simple, right? There's all different kinds of them, maybe a solo 401k. There's all kinds of retirement plans. But if you ask them, do you have a retirement plan? Here's the response almost every time: yes, I do, because I care about my employees' well-being. That's what they'll say. Or I care about my employees, that's why I have it, right? And then you respond, that's awesome that you care about your employees' well-being in retirement. I really appreciate that you have that. You're going to simply say after that, one of the things that I'm really focused on in my career is helping educate people about their finances. Right? And the owner is going to go, oh, okay, so-and-so, if you got a friendly introduction, told me you work for a financial firm called WFG or something. Do not pitch Transamerica. You're going to say, what? Don't pitch Transamerica? Yeah, you're not pitching Transamerica. Because you don't know who their 401k, simple SEP is through. You don't want to step on the owner's feet. But what you're going to do is you're simply going to ask the owner, hey, I really, that's great that you have a retirement plan or 401k or whatever that means. Tells me you really care about your employees' well-being. Do you mind if I come in and do a lunch and learn? And they're going to say, well, what do you mean? Well, I'll bring lunch for your company. All I'm asking you to do is send out an email to your company, letting them know I'm going to be in the office on this date and that I'm going to be going over some basic financial concepts. And you can even list them out for them if you want. Okay? Most owners will say, sure, it's not on my time, it's their lunchtime. If they want free food, they can go listen to you. I guarantee you people are going to go there and grab the food. And they're going to sit down because they're going to feel guilty if they grab and go.
Right.
Right? Okay? So then you're going to talk about 3 subjects. And you're not going to make this longer than 20 minutes. Keep it to 20 minutes. Okay? Here's 3 subjects that have been successful. You make it your own. Okay? Saving for retirement, getting out of debt, and Social Security. Saving for retirement, getting out of debt, Social Security. Everyone get that? Saving for retirement, getting out of debt, Social Security. Keep it simple, guys. For Social Security, talk about taking Social Security at 60, 65, 70. The differences. Right? For getting out of... Yeah, for Social Security, talk about the differences of taking Social Security at 60, 65, and 70. Right? You can Google these, because it doesn't need to be compliant, because you're not selling anything to them. You're just educating them. Okay? For getting out of debt, it might be as simple as talking about making sure they have no debt when they enter retirement. Maybe talking about the average person enters retirement with X amount of debt. Right? Paying off high interest credit cards first. Right? Maybe paying off your home before you enter retirement. Right? A number of different ways to look at debt. Right? I'm not a debt expert, but you can go online and look at some stats. Throw them up on one slide. That's all you need. Okay? The last one, saving for retirement. Show them how much they should have at each age. There's enough stats out there that say you should have this amount saved to live a comfortable retirement at this age, and this age. Then give them the average person has this much when they retire. Right? Remember I said sell on facts? Right? Put some facts up there that make them what I call wobbly. Make them second guess what they're doing. Right? Put some big numbers up there like $404,000 for healthcare costs. That makes people wobbly. Right? So that's what you're going to do. You're going to leave a card, or a stack of cards, I'm sorry, and you're going to stand there after your presentations. People are going to come up to you because these people have been dropped. They have no one giving advice. I bet you 99% of that room has no one giving advice. And they're going to come up to you and say, hey, that was a great presentation, Brett. You really struck a chord when you talked about saving for retirement. I think I'm really behind. I've been listening to this computer tell me about what I should invest in, but I don't know if it's right for me. Do you have some time we can maybe talk? Right? You can set appointments right on the spot if you want to. Most likely, people aren't going to talk about their finances in front of their coworkers. Right. That's traditionally what happens. So what they're going to do is they're going to walk up, great presentation, Brett. Do you have a card? Sure. They're going to grab your card and walk away. Okay? And then you're going to get all these phone calls. Okay? And the first question you're going to ask when the person calls you and tells you that something struck a chord with them when you were speaking is you're going to say, let's meet, but I want to make sure you're protecting the most valuable asset in your life. And they're going to say, well, what do you mean? I want to make sure you're protecting your family. So we're going to discuss protecting your family first. You say that up front so they know what they're going into. Okay? Then you're going to do your meeting, you're going to do the needs analysis, okay? Here's the success that we've had. How many of you have heard of El Pollo Loco? Everyone has, right? Okay, there's a company that does the construction locally for El Pollo Loco. It's a 50-person company. It's a construction firm. I was working with an agent who knew the owner. And we went through this, and we said, okay, here's what you're going to do. And he literally said, he went to the owner, he's like, do you have a retirement plan? The owner says, yes. He goes, oh, that really tells me you care about your employees' well-being as they head into their future. And he goes, absolutely, you know that. That's why I started my business. I care about my employees. I work with WFG. One of the things that I'm really focused on is making sure that I financially educate and help people as they near retirement or think about retirement. Do you mind if I come and do a lunch and learn? I'll bring $5 pizzas from Domino's. It'll be 20 minutes long. Here's what I'm going to touch on. Getting out of debt, Social Security, and saving for retirement. The owner said, sure, if it's not on my time. If you want to bring food, I'll blast an email out for you. He blasted an email out. He got all 50 people in that meeting. So construction workers love food. Food drives people, by the way. Okay, you bring food, people are going to come. Okay? Of the 50 people, right, he said he had 35 people grab cards. Of the 35 people that grabbed cards, he had 22 people call him. Of the 22 people that called him, he had 15 policies that were written. Mixture of term and IUL. Those are one person in the family. We just opened up a pipeline for him now. Because he can go to the spouses, he can go, maybe they have adult children, right? He has all these other people that you can go after, right? I look at this building here, and there's so many small businesses right here that you guys could probably get friendly introductions to. Walking around campus, hey, where do you work for? Oh, I work in that. Who's the owner? Do you mind introducing me to the owner one day? I work for WFG. I'm a financial firm. I'm going around actually educating people. I do lunch and learns. Would your firm be interested if I came in and did maybe a little seminar on some retirement concepts and savings and things like that? Most likely they'd be like, yeah, let me talk to the owner for you. Or let me introduce you. Right? It's as easy as that. It's not complex. We make it way too complex in our head. Think outside the box. I actually read a stat the other day that kids under age 4 they're operating their brain level at a genius level. Kids under age 4 operate at a genius level. By age 20, there's only 10% of us are operating at a genius level. And by age 30, less than 2%. That's crazy, dude. Why? Because we've been put into these methods. We've stopped thinking outside the box and ways to grow our business. Right? You got to think outside the box. You can't do traditional stuff that everyone else is doing. Right? This is a strategy that not everyone's doing. And it works. Think outside the box when you think of your strategies. If something's not working, get creative. Right? I mean, your leader and I were just talking about social media and stuff that he's doing, and he's getting all kinds of great feedback now. He's thinking outside the box, right? Not your traditional social media outlets. He joined groups that most people wouldn't think about joining to grow a business, right? Think outside the box, guys. All right? So I'm gonna stop talking because I feel like I talk for hours and hours and hours each day. All right, guys? Thank you so much. Next time I come in here, when I see the hands of how many people sat behind, or sat in front of someone, I want to see everyone's hand raised. And then when they say, how many of you wrote a policy, I should see everyone's hand. All right? Because you're not helping someone unless you actually close a policy. That's right. We need closers here, okay? Yeah. Thank you, guys. All right. Yeah.